Hi Randy, Andy Taylor and Jake here at your home on Quince, I believe it is. And we're here on top of your roof here. Normally I would start these videos from the front, but the easiest access to get up here was from the back. And I just really wanted to point out this amazing view that you have here out back. Just amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my inspection real quick. So the first thing I wanna point out is gonna be the granite-like material that's in the gutter system. This is known as granule loss and always the first indicator to the wear and tear and age of the roof. Next thing I want to point out is going to be your lack of drip edge flashing. Now this is around the entire roof here. So drip edge by code is a 2x2 inch L-shaped flange that goes 2 inches over the fascia and then 2 inches back into the shingle. And really what that does is encapsulates the entire perimeter of the roof. Really protects you from wind-driven rain, ice damming runoff, and ultimately water migration. So next thing I want to point out, and this was the first thing I saw on even getting up onto my ladder, is that the back side of the roof is a completely different roof than the front side where the solar got put on, and I'll detail that for you. But the back side has massive thermal cracking. So if you can see all of these cracks that are in this, I'll try to get a little closer. This is due to lack of ventilation in this space over here. You also have lots of heat blistering. Now, heat blistering is when air stagnates in the attic space and it has to force its way through the shingle. So it actually forces out of the shingle and creates these little popping divots. And you've got these all over the back side. Every step that I take, you can actually hear the fiberglass underneath. It is very, very crispy on this back side. Now, in coming to some of the flashing that we have up here, this flash is all rising around this skylight that's here. With that, with the winds that we get off of this hill up here, I could see wind-driven rain actually forcing its way underneath these. So when doing the roof, these are going to definitely need to be nailed down and just sealed really, really good. Let me go up here to the top. Now, you do have what they would consider to be a ridge vent, but this is actually a ridge roll. This is something that whoever installed the solar and this new half of the roof went to Home Depot and got what they call a ridge roll. So this ridge vent is letting air out, but what you really need is going to be a ridge vent like Lars over here that actually has exterior baffles, and that creates what's called the Bernoulli effect. So when wind rushes over the ridge, it actually creates a suction pulling the air out of the attic space. That's going to prevent you from getting all of this thermal cracking and all the heat blistering that's on this back side. Now, when I did get up to the front, I could tell that this was a completely different installed roof. I'd say that this back side is the original. And I'm gonna say this front side is, it's got some wear and tear on the edges or not, maybe 3 to 5, maybe 6 years at most, if not less. But it is two completely different style of roofs. Now, when I walk around on this, it's not crispy underfoot. So with that, the wear and tear that you have up here is all on the fraying edges. So any of this fiberglass that is showing here is it's your first indicator to wear and tear. Now, obviously, again, this part is newer compared to the back side. At least some of these nails are definitely sealed with silicone. I always love to see that. You've got a little bit of collateral as far as pea-size hail that's hit this before. But this back side is definitely just as old as it is down over there. Now, with these older skylights, again, this flashing looks much better than it did on the front side. But with this, again, all this thermal cracking that you see on the roof, there was a repair that happened right here. This very spot is the same exact shingles that are over on the front. Now, with that, you can see that they are already starting to heat blister into this area. So these ridge vents, as they would call, are really not doing a good job. There's no sort of circulation in the attic space and whatnot. So, in my professional opinion, this definitely needs a replacement, especially on the back half. And I always want to do the right thing. Like if you're going to update half of the roof, that means the life you have on the other half is just deafening every single day. So it's important, if you're going to do this roof, to do the entire roof. That way everything has the same lifespan as every part on it. So I also want to point out that some of these vents that they did on the front side, these were acquired same day, but they didn't paint anything. I like to see all of these vents and everything painted so that it just disappears into the sky. The roof looks great. So again, Andy Taylor with Red Rock Roofing. I got Jake Wheeler here. I do apologize for the length of this video, but there was quite a bit to detail up here. So Any questions at all, I'm definitely willing to answer. And again, just amazing view back there. Thank you for your time, Randy.